What is going on, beautiful people, eaters and feeders, Earth 2 novice enthusiasts, and everyone in between? This is not Earth 2 or meal prep stuff or business stuff. This is just some charting that I was working on. And I just charted GME. I had a bunch of buddies who were asking me to throw some charts down on GME. Now, full disclosure, not financial advice. I haven't really dusted off my charting skills in a couple of years. This is something I got into with crypto. Haven't really charted many stocks, but I think I caught some energy points for GME, the GameStop craze everyone's talking about right now. Yeah, I'm playing with GameStop and Nokia and AMC and NAKD and also obviously in crypto. I swore I'd never buy Dogecoin, and I've actually bought some Dogecoin. I bought a decent amount. But here's what I've got for GME, and I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are. I'm not going to tell you to play with any of your own money based on what I'm telling you, but just wanted to share some charts. And now these charts, they're hard to explain, and there's so many different ways that you can do it. Basically, the lines represent resistance and also support. So if it's above these lines, they represent support. If they are below these lines, like this right now is below this intersection of two lines, it represents resistance. So it just makes it harder, and you'll see that these lines will indicate these lines, the arcs and the lines. So I'm referring to all the lines. They're like time. They represent a relationship between time and price. So I don't want to get into it. It's kind of complicated. It gets kind of woo-woo in certain areas because it's kind of like these energy points. But in any case, you can see weird stuff happens. This one I just built, so just finished it. My prediction with GME is I think it might be coming down to, I think it's probably going to be coming down below $250. So if you're looking to enter it, it might be a good entry point, somewhere below 250 this week. But once it gets through some of this resistance, I do think it'll be popping up by like the 3rd or the 4th. So I haven't looked at a calendar. What is that? That's like Tuesday or Wednesday. It should be popping up. If it goes down at all, it could also get through and then find some support. But we shall see. See what y'all. Yeah, I did the AMC one last night as well. I put a lot more on this one. AMC, I'm a little bit more convinced it'll go up. I do think there's a possibility that it'll come down to maybe like the $11 range, maybe $10, but it looks like it's going to be going up. I don't know. Ripple, this one's funny. I only put one chart on it, and I think I was building this chart when it was like probably somewhere around here. And as you could see, went up and hit this arc of resistance, and it's popped back down. What time is it? It is 10 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. And Ripple's currently at 46. According to this chart, it'll drop to around 44 or maybe 43 and bounce back up. So I don't think it's going to go much further down. And then we've got resistance coming up around the 50-cent mark. Was I saying dollars? If I was saying dollars, I meant cents. Obviously, Ripple's not in dollars yet. And then on this movement, for it to get beyond like 55 cents, I'd be surprised without some correction. And that will probably bring it back down to around, I don't know, 44 cents. Yeah, I like 44 cents as an entry on this. But that's if you're not in it. If you are in it, I'd probably hold. I think it's going to continue getting pumped. Let's see what I've got for Doge. I haven't touched this one in a while. Doge is a bit crazy. Doge, what do I think is going on with Doge? Oh, I was actually thinking it was going to come down, and it came down a little bit. But as you can see, so like, so again, the lines that are below it are basically fighting to push it up. So those are lines of support where it will bounce off, or, you know, if you've been trading long enough, you're familiar with the concept of support, but this is for the people who are new to it. As you can see, here's something that's interesting. So again, I made these charts. This one, the most recent one I made was probably when it was back here. So as you notice, see these arcs? I'll just show you some of these relationships. Let me see if I can zoom in without messing up my charts. So this was getting pushed down. And some of these arcs, some of these lines need to be adjusted. They're not like fine-tuned like this. See how this dot is kind of off the tip? I'm going to put it right there on the tip. And those little things, it actually makes a bigger difference the further you get away from that point. So if there's little instances where it's not dead on, that's what's so finicky about these charts. So this was probably hitting this resistance arc right here. As you can see, man, it hit right at this intersection. So intersections are normally a little bit higher energy, and they'll draw the price that way. These lines will sometimes be known to the vertical lines. They're also known as, these are basically time. Like I said before, it's time and price, but the vertical lines represent time. And those will push the price very often. It'll push it up or down. Sometimes some breakouts will happen there. And as you can see, we've got these linear, or these vertical lines, and this pushed the price down. Got another vertical line over here that allowed it to pop up. And it was also getting out of this arc of resistance. The arc was obviously, the arc was obviously pushing it down. This line was pushing it down. See how it came up to resistance? I'm wondering if I were to tweak and play with these price points on some of this, like this, actually, this guy needs to go down here. So see how that changes stuff. Yeah, I definitely need to tweak these, because as the price moves, they kind of get a little out of skew. So I probably have to adjust this, but this looks like it was trapped in the arc, got through, it's getting pushed down by this, blew through this. Now it's looking good. It's got support on this price line. Probably going to bounce back down, maybe come down to 27 cents. I'm not super bullish on Doge right now. I think it needs to consolidate a little bit longer before we pop out. But I would say by the 31st. So today we should be seeing some movement. And now it's going to be starting to hit these arcs that are going to be bringing it up. And if it closes about above 33, it'll probably start to rip. 33, so it'd be 3.3 cents. So, but yeah, I think it needs to consolidate a little bit longer. Let's see. We are selling on the short time frame. We are setting higher lows. So that is good. That is bullish. And there's probably some more arcs I could be throwing on this to get a better picture. But as you can see, I just drop them on over and over and over. I could probably take away some of these and adjust some of these and get a cleaner picture. But right now, it does look like there's some consolidation going on. It looked like there was some consolidation going on over here. And as you can see, we are setting higher lows, but this is a very short time frame. So unfortunately, you have to continually readjust. These are 5-minute movements. So 5-minute isn't going to be as accurate as 1 hour, but obviously when you're doing short-term kind of stuff and you want to find an entry, 5-minute is a bit better than waiting around for an hour for something to close. As you can see, it rode up this line of support. It was pretty bullish until we got to, oh man. So what happens is when you have so many charts, you accidentally start dragging them and moving them. So that's how they get all adjusted and wonky. So until we got up to 72 cents. And this is on Bittrex. I know it was higher on Binance. It was like 80 something cents on Binance. I keep saying cents, but 8 cents. 8 cents in some fractions on Binance. And I was trying to take advantage of the arbitrage, but the transactions, the transfers weren't going through fast enough. And as you can see, we caught some support on this big arc right here. So this is a big older arc that is part of the bear movement. So the downward movement, that was the secondary downward movement on the 5-minute chart from the all-time high. That arc is actually what caught us down here and stopped it. So that's the green arc, which is, I think, the third arc. Yeah, it's the third arc. So the third arc, so it was pretty bullish, but that's that's to be expected when it's gone to an all-time high. It's going to come down. A lot of times it'll come down pretty heavy, especially when it's something that's so speculative. Honestly, the reason I never bought Doge was because it's a nothing coin. Like, it's literally a joke. Meme coin is I think even dumber because it's a ridiculous price. But these things are raging right now just because people are so focused on DeFi. I think a lot of the frustrated money is coming out of stocks because we all know what happened with Robinhood. Robinhood started basically showing blatant favoritism towards the hedge funds that they support. There's this, I was watching Social Dilemma, and I forget who originally came up with this quote, but the quote is, if the product is free, then you are the product. So if you think about all the software that we use that is free, i.e. Facebook, it's free because they're collecting data and information on us. Robinhood doesn't charge you for brokerage fees, so you can trade stocks and cryptocurrency on Robinhood without fees. So if the service is free, the product is free, then you are the product. Well, that means that they were basically, this whole time, they sell information to hedge funds, so hedge funds know what to short, and this has all been coming out. It's, a lot of people knew this, but a lot of people didn't care, and a lot of other people weren't really aware of it. So that's basically what is now being exposed. So people are basically frustrated with the whole institution of stocks. I don't know how much better crypto is really going to be, because it is very, there are definitely some big Wall Street names in crypto now, but as far as escaping the SEC regulation, it is a good place, and that's where a lot of people are throwing their money. And then Doge and meme coin and some of these other silly coins are a great way to give them a middle finger in some way, because it's irrational. Doge and meme coin especially, they straight up, the founders have said that there's no value in their currency. They don't have a product behind their project. It's just there as a joke. So it is crazy, but I got into Doge. It's hard to say the price in dollars, because at the time I was buying into it with Bitcoin, but I bought in when it was at like 44 Satoshi, and right now it's still at 87 Satoshi sats. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, I like using these charts. I like I know some people have different ways of doing their trading, their analysis. There's two different ways. For those of you who are new to trading, there's two different schools of trading. There's fundamentals, and then there's analysis. Analysis is when you look at charts. I like doing a combination of fundamentals and analysis, because fundamentals are knowing about the product, knowing about the earnings reports, knowing that the CEO went to Dartmouth and the CTO went to Berkeley, and knowing all that kind of stuff, the legit info behind the company. But unfortunately, between market manipulation, speculation, and panic, and all sorts of other stuff, fundamentals doesn't give you the full picture, and analytics doesn't give you the full picture. So I normally will take the fundamentals to pick what coin or stock I want to watch, and then I would use the analytics to figure out when to enter it. If I see that something has been high and I see that it's coming up on a lot of resistance, but I know it's a good project, I might look for a lower entry, and then I'll use charts to find, okay, here's a price where I think it's going to go. So like, for instance, right now, this is sticking out to me. It's turned a little bearish on the short term, 27 cents at about 11:30 a.m. on Sunday Eastern time. That might be a little attractor right here. I don't know if it'll go there, but if I were looking to get into Doge, I'm already in it. I'd probably put 27 cents. Now I don't think it'll go much below that because again, when the lines and arcs, when they're below where the price is, that provides support. So for it to go down here, for instance, it would have to break through this blue arc, this green arc, this 45. Actually, that's not a 45. Here's another linear arc, or not a linear arc, another line of support, another arc, another arc. So for instance, for it to go through here, look at all the support it'd have to blow through and not bounce off of. Now, once it gets below support, the support does become resistance, so then it has to break back through. So it's a double-edged sword. If it's above one of these lines, those lines serve as support, and that might be a good place for you to put your buy, because that might be where it bounces. However, if it's a very bearish move, it might blow through it to the next one, to the next one. So that's why it's, sometimes it's a good strategy to buy into something in increments and sell out of something in increments. For instance, if it started going up, this would be, a line of resistance that it would have to blow through. So maybe I'll sell a little bit here. In case it goes through it and keeps rising, I'll still own some, but I've sold a little. So just in case it does drop for a little bit, I might be able to catch up and catch like a 10 to 20% swing. When it's something that's this cheap and it's this volatile and the movements can be made. So like, let's just see within here, it's 28 to 31. So that's a 30% move just between here. So if it just plays within here, I'm able to pick up and sell 30%. That's pretty cool. I'm sorry, 10%. So that's, 10%, boom, 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 back and forth all day. If I did that just 10 times, not to say it's going to stay in that channel long, because that's consolidation. If it stays in there too long, then people will start, probably becoming a lot more secure with it, because it reflects that it's finding a comfortable price with the market, and then people start buying into it and push the price back up. But theoretically, even if it just made these little movements back and forth, if you caught that 10 times in a day, you would double your money. So it doesn't take a whole lot when it's at these small numbers. That's why I like stuff like this, as opposed to like, I don't know. It's hard to even say because there's so much volatility in the market. So I won't even say. I was going to say like Tesla and Amazon, but there's so much volatility right now. You could make a lot of money. But with this little stuff, with the volatility, with all the interest on it, it's a stupid project to hold long. I would not recommend that. But yeah, if you want to throw in some Doge, I mean, it was already at 80% on, or 88 cents on Binance. Sorry, if I could say 80 cents divided by 10, because as you can see, the price is, at 3, it's not even at 3 cents right now. So but if you buy it at 3 cents and it goes to 80 cents, it's more than double your money, right? And it's already been there. So market psychology makes it a lot easier for other people when they start seeing this pump back up. They're like, well, it's already been to 80. What it was on Bittrex, it was at 72. So it'll look like a buy to anybody getting in late all through this area. And once it blows through the all-time high, let's see, let me throw a line on here. I'll show you another line of resistance. Okay, so that was a line of resistance. So we basically just got through another line of resistance earlier today. So it's about 7 a.m. East Coast time. We just got through a line of resistance that was keeping the end of the bear market from happening. So historically, even though it's not a very long timeline, that was something of significance. And now it's just less inhibiting us. There's all these invisible lines out there, all these invisible time and price lines that are out there. And I could throw an infinite number of charts on here. And this is just the 5-minute chart. If I changed it, I mean, I could change it to seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. There's custom times that I could put on here where it's like 180 minutes or 144 minutes, because those are squared or yeah, squared numbers, and those have, you know, certain relevances, and there's all these different beliefs, and it gets really, really crazy and woo-woo if you get deep into this stuff. So it wouldn't just be another video. That would be like classes and classes that it would get into. And it's still, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is you learn enough of something to get a grasp of how it works and how to use it. But there's people who know these disciplines and these charting strategies, and they're still not billionaires. So it takes a little bit of everything. But yeah, like I said, if you're going to gamble, this at least lets you know, gives you some idea or some justification of where you're going. But yeah, it does look like it's consolidating. It's broken through a couple of arcs, and I'm going to go get myself another coffee and wish you guys a happy Sunday. Let me see if I got some questions. Drop. I think Doge is going to pop back up again. I wouldn't be holding on to it if I thought it was going to drop, because I do not believe in Doge long term. But I think that there's so much speculation going on. It's one of the questions I just saw. Just bought 10,000 Doge, so that's not that much. That's not bad. So you're only out. You know, you're not out crazy amount of money. Like I always say, with Earth 2, don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Let's see what other charts I've got on here. AMC. AMC is setting higher lows. So AMC does look kind of good. I do see a lot of arcs going up. Kind of like a AMC right now. GME, again, I think GME is going down just a little bit. Not saying it's long-term going down, just in the short term. This probably needs some more charts on it, because there's definitely some movement and some catches or some turnarounds that I didn't catch. And I see all these other spikes that I didn't take. So this one's not finished, so don't even look at that. Let's look at Ripple one more time. Ripple definitely needs a lot, but as you can see, look at that. Look at that. What was I just telling you guys? Look, it's halted. Oh, it's blown right through that energy. So now it's fighting. But again, see how the time and price relationship, it's like a magnet. It sucks them to these intersections. But look, and like I said, I built it when this was like down here. So again, there's a reversal, happens to correlate with this timeline, bounces up, catches it at this arc, support found here, blew through it right here. So that was actually very bearish. There might be, if I threw another arc, that might catch some kind of support right here that we don't see. Like I said, there's all these little invisible lines. So if this doesn't, if Ripple doesn't close above 43 cents in the next 44 minutes, then we're probably going to see Ripple come down a bit. How far down? 37 cents is in range, 38 cents is in range, or it might just, I've seen it where it just follows, it gets trapped inside of an arc, and then it hits a timeline, or it hits support and then breaks out. It's always interesting. It's a really good confirmation that it's a good chart when I could see something get caught in something so specific. But yeah, I caught it up here, and like I said, I built it down here. So imagine all these lines played out without me matching them up. But yeah, I'll probably throw some more charts on here. I just wanted to throw this up. Just I know a lot of people aren't familiar with this kind of charting strategy, so just threw it up just to share with you guys. Gabe thinks Doge is going to drop. It's anyone's game. Honestly, like I said, if I lose all the money that I put into Doge, I deserve it, because I always thought Doge was such a stupid, but it gets pumped all the time. Like, look at Doge's history. It's been pumped so many times. Let me see if we can go back. Oh, it'll take forever to go back on this chart because it's 5 minutes. But yeah, Doge gets pumped like without any reason. I'm not going to go back on a 5-minute chart. It'll take too long. But go ahead and look at older charts of Doge, and it just gets pumped all the time. Let me see if I'll find it on here. change it to 3 days. Here's another pump. Now, in relation to this one's not, but there's no reason for any of these pumps with Doge. Like, look at this. Like, here's a pump where it went to 102 sats back in November. No, this is back in September for no reason whatsoever. Look at this. It went from 37 sats to 100 through 110 sats for no reason. Look at these pumps. And I'll tell you, Doge is stupid. Meme coin is stupid. That's another one that's just stupid. I don't know how they get on major platforms like Bittrex. Where is meme? Meme is ridiculous because it's like $500 and something a coin now. But look at this pump. It's just, and if you look it up, the owners, the people who created this literally say that, look at this, compared to where it's been, where it's at right now, it's at 153. Wow, 7,800 compared to this. So it could go up like 700 and something times, way more than that, just to go to previous all-time highs. And again, this isn't worth anything. The owners, the founders will tell you they made it basically as a joke. It has no intrinsic value. They have no plans to develop a product or anything behind this. And yet this stuff pumps. And if you jump on the right side of the speculation, you can make some money. So again, don't ever throw more than you can afford to lose in any of this stuff. And, treat it like a casino, because it is. And especially all of the manipulation that we've known that it's gone on. The manipulation in all markets happens, and it's just inherent when there's money involved, there's greed involved, and people don't want to play fair. They want to try to manipulate where they can. Fortunately, crypto for now seems like it's less prone to such manipulation, but it's only a matter of time. And now that we know the hedge funds and the SEC, like, we've already known that they're on the same side, but now we can see pretty blatantly with Robinhood. I think a lot of the because over the last year we've got a lot of new money that has flooded into stocks. It's created, it's perpetuated this bubble. The bubble is overdue from a pop. I think this is the beginning of the bubble popping, and I think a lot of that money will run into crypto. If we get these stimulus checks in the States, that money is probably going to be running into crypto. Now that these kids are a bit burnt on stocks, and that Robinhood as a trading platform is now probably going to be bankrupt, and it's at least going to have a stigma that is not going to be wiped off anytime. I mean, they were already offering free trading, so what else can they offer to incentivize kids to put their money in there after they've seen this entire movement against that? I don't know. But I would think Robinhood's going down. I would think that the interest in stocks has hit its peak. People will still be going into stocks, but I don't think the young money especially is going to be super amped to be going into stocks after they've seen this. And I think between the stimulus checks, the tax refunds, again, here in the States, that's going to be coming out in the next couple of months, I think a lot of that will be going into crypto. And everyone's trying to now everyone understands the value of decentralized financing. And I think I'm going to be putting a lot more of my crypto profile, or portfolio, I should say, is going to be in more decentralized finance stocks, DeFi stuff, because I think I've already been holding it, and now I'm just going to be a bit more aggressive because now it's on everyone's bandwidth. So it's on everyone's radar, I should say. So now the next stage is going to be, people are going to be investing in alternative places like crypto, which a lot have been doing for years. I've been doing it for years now. I think it's going to go even more mainstream. And then once those people are in there and they're more comfortable with crypto, they're going to be starting to go into the altcoins, the DeFi altcoins, with a little bit of research, because we got the combination of the awareness, the trust, and now this distrust, which is going to push a desire demand for the DeFi stuff. So not only will the money flow there, but then that money flowing there will bring about these projects more expeditiously, bring about the awareness faster, and it will also bring up more competition in the DeFi crypto market. But that's my 2 cents. Again, this isn't investment advice. I don't know what I'm doing. I lose money all the time doing what I'm doing. But I have fun, and I try to learn, and I try to share. So that's what it's all about, right? All right, boys and girls, you guys have a lovely Sunday, and that's 30 minutes for you. Bye-bye.